Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
ఓకే ఓకే అందరు రీజాయిన్ అవ్వండి అమ్మా. Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Rupa, working as assistant professor in Chevron Engineering College. I am dealing with the subject power electronic drives, controllers and drives for the JNTU Kakinada University students, R16 batch 3rd triple E for SEM 2. And today's topic is braking. So in previous classes, we have discussed about different types of braking. So remaining braking systems we are going to discuss now. So now we are going to start about braking. In that braking, we are having three different types of braking, you know. First one is regenerative braking, and second one is dynamic or restart braking, and third one is plugging or reverse voltage braking. So regenerative braking is over. And now dynamic braking. In this dynamic braking, you are having motoring connections for separately and series. We have seen yesterday in previous classes. So see here in dynamic braking, just I am giving an outline of previous class. So in dynamic braking, the motor armature is disconnected from the source and it is connected across a resistance RB, right? So it is having some extra resistance connected, and this motor armature is connected to this RB, extra resistance thing. Okay, so the generated energy will be dissipated in the RB and the armature resistance. Both the generated energy is dissipated in RB and RA. Okay, so series machines will be working as you know, the series machines will be working as self-excited generators. So here in this series machines, the field connection reversed because it has some residual magnetism. The field connection will be reversed. So for a fast braking, if you want some fast braking, we have to have RB as few sections. Okay, and the speed falls. If the speed falls, the sections are cut out to maintain a high average torques. So this separately and shunt excited motor, if you are using this separately or shunt excited motors for braking, it is connected as separately excited generator, or even self-excited shunt generator also we can connect them. And with this field excitation, with this field winding should be parallel to the armature, because flux is constant there. Okay, so here also in the previous one we saw that separately excited alternately connected as self-excited generator. Okay, so here see, when working with the separately excited generators, we saw the equation 13 before slides. Once I am showing you, this is the equation 13 before slides. So omega m is equal to V by K minus RA by K square T. This we got from this expressions. Equation 30 we got from this expression. What is the expression? We know that KE into phi is K. Constant K is known as KE into phi. So torque we know that K into IA, and EMF is K into omega m. From these two equations we can write omega m is equal to V by K minus RA by K square into torque. Okay. So now for the speed torque characteristics with self-excitation, the actual magnetization characteristics. What are the actual magnetization characteristics? Ke phi versus If. These are the actual magnetization characteristics. Ke phi versus F graph. It is speed torque characteristics. So this should be used at the time of saturations. So in the motorings, in rated speeds, if you take in rated speeds, induced EMF will be almost equal to the supply voltage. Okay, and in speed torque characteristics, so before going to speed torque characteristics, if braking is initiated, so at that time when the motor is at rated speed, the EMF induced is equal to supply voltage we are telling. So if braking is initiated now, if braking is applied now, the resistance will be equal to the starting resistance. This resistance is required to limit the braking current within a safe limits. Okay, so the resistance what you are taking at the starting is used to break the current within the safe limits. So in speed torque characteristics, now as the torque decreases, N will also be decreased. Suppose if you take in self-excitation case, the induced voltage IA and IF will be, these three will be decreasing with respect to N. Okay, so if N increases, these three will be decreased. So induced voltages IA, IF, these will be decreased when the speed decreases. So as the torque decreases, speed will be decreasing. This will be more, this application is more in self-excitation than in separate excitations. Okay, so as the torque decreases, speed decreases, right? So this will be more predominant in self-excitations. Remember, this will be more predominant in self-excitations than compared to separate excitations. Okay, so in self-excitation, if T is equal to 0, torque is equal to 0 and reaches finite speed. Okay, so this N will be returning to the finite speed for the given value of resistance. Okay, so there is a critical value of speed omega MC. As in DC machines, as in DC motors, here also there will be some critical value of speed that is called as omega MC. So below omega MC, this critical speed, the machine will be failed to excite. Okay, so you know the fact that below critical speed, critical value of speed, the machine fails to excite in DC motor. Same condition will be arising here also. Below the critical value of speed omega MC, the machine fails to self-excite. So after you have applied braking, torque decreases. So the machine goes with only friction opposing the motion. So the machine has the only thing, friction, which opposes the motion. It is encountered only with the friction which opposes the motion. So if you take the braking time will be less for separate excitation than for self, because here in active loads, the operation at low speeds, it is not possible. So braking torque will be 0 here. So self-excitation is used only for emergency stops only in the event of failure of supplies. So if there is any failure of supply only, we have to use braking in the self-excitation, because braking torque will be equal to 0. So braking time is more for self-excitation than the separate excitations. So if you want to have quick braking, we have to use variable resistance. For quick braking, you have to use variable resistance, and the maximum value of resistance will be chosen such that current at starting of braking is having highest speed and it is having highest permissible values. Okay, the value of resistance, how you should be taken is, at the time of braking, it should have highest speed and highest permissible values. Okay, so in order to keep the braking torque at the highest values, we have to take the resistance in low values with respect to speed. Okay, so as the speed decreases, we have to decrease the resistance also in order to maintain the braking torque at high values until RB reaches to 0. So we have to reduce the RB until it reaches to 0 as the speed decreases to maintain the high braking torques. Okay. Next, you can see this separate torque speed characteristics. These are the torque speed characteristics of separately and series. This is for separately and then this for series. So this is due to residual magnetism. These dotted lines are due to residual magnetism. Okay, so see here, it is for self excitation, and it is for dotted lines are for self excitation. In self excitation, we have an account of residual magnetism, and this normal lines are representing separately excited induction motors. Okay, and this is for completely series. So in order to account dynamic braking, this series motor is not connected like this. This will be connected as self-excited series generator. Okay, so for self-excitation, it is necessary that current forced through the field windings, current which is forced in the field windings is by the induced EMF. So because of the induced EMF, we are having some currents. These currents will be always aiding the residual flux, means they both current and residual flux are in same direction in self-excitation. Okay, so this type of requirement is satisfied by two conditions. First one is reversing the armature terminals or reversing the field terminals. So by either condition, we can go to this condition. Current aiding residual flux. If you reverse the armature terminals or if you reverse the field terminals, it will be possible. So N becomes independent of torque from the equation 31. See here, this is the equation 31. So from this equation, N speed is independent of torque. So actually phi is equal to Kf into Ia, and T is equal to, we can write Ke Kf Ia square. Okay, so from this omega m, before in 30th equation, we can from the 30th equation we can write like this: omega m is equal to V by Ke Kf Ia minus Ra by Ke Kf. From this we can say that here I can put torque in terms of Ke Kf Ia, so that becomes root of Ke Kf into 1 by root T. Okay, so this is 31st equation, and here N become independent of torque. Okay, and if you put V is equal to 0 in 31st equation, so this becomes an unsaturated region of magnetization characteristics. If you put V is equal to 0, so what will happen? Omega MC will be equal to Ra by Ke Kf. Okay, this is 32, and this is called as this omega MC, that is nothing but critical speed. This is called as the critical speed below which the machine fails to self-excite. So here at this condition, braking torque will be equal to 0. It drops to 0. Okay, so from this we can say that braking is fast in separate excitation than compared to self. Okay, and this dynamic braking is inefficient method because all the generated energy is wasted as heat in the resistances only. Next one, plugging. So third type of braking is plugging. So here in this, supply voltage of a separately excited motor is reversed here. If you observe that supply voltage of a separately excited motor is reversed. So why we reversed here means back EMF is there, EB and IA armature current are forced in reverse directions. Both are forced in reverse direction. So the connection, the supply voltage of separately excited motor is reversed. And RB, see, if you observe here, RB is in series to the armature in order to limit the current. See here, RB is in series to the armature to limit the current. So for plugging of series motor, armature is alone reversed. Okay, for plugging only armature minus to plus, here it is reversed. See, you can observe the terminals. Actually, you will write plus minus, and here you are seeing minus plus. Armature is reversed alone. Okay, this is plugging, and this the speed torque characteristics are calculated by replacing V with minus V from the equations of before. See here, before equations, omega is equal to V by K minus RA by K square T, and omega is equal to V by KE KF root of 1 by root of T minus RA by KE KF. If you replace V by minus V, you can get the equations of plugging. So these are the speed torque characteristics for separately and series speed torque characteristics, plugging, and this is motoring, this is plugging, and this is motoring. So if in forward motoring, if the active load is in reverse direction, then plugging of the motor rotation will also be in reverse direction. Okay, so depends upon the plugging, actually depends upon the active load. If active load is reverse, plugging will also be reverse. If plugging is reverse, but though plugging is reversed, EB applied voltage and back EMF EB will be acting in the same direction. So as these both EB and applied voltage are acting in the same direction, we will get the direction of torque as positive only. Okay, so this what I have said is predominant. It will be, this situation will be arising in cranes. If you take an example, it will be arising in cranes and hoist applications. And here in these applications of cranes and hoist, this is called as counter torque braking, because the plugging is reversed as the active load is reversed, but the EB and applied voltage will be in same direction, acting in the same direction, and torque will also be positive. So this condition is called as counter torque braking. Okay, so out of if you want to have any plugging fast braking due to high average torques, we can insert resistance RB in any one of the sections. Okay, so this plugging gives fast braking due to high average torques. This plugging is having high average torque. So due to this high average torques, it is having very fast response, fast braking. Okay, even if you take one section of RB, we have fast reactions in this braking. So because torque is not equal to 0, it is having some value, it is having some highest average values. So speed will be equal to 0. When torque is not equal to 0, at speed is equal to 0, this is used for stopping a load. And supply is disconnected when the speed reaches 0. So in order to disconnect the supply, we have to use centrifugal switches. Centrifugal switches are used to disconnect the supply. So this is also as like braking. Like braking, this plugging is also highly inefficient, because we are getting some additional generated power, and this generated power is supplied by the source is always wasted in the resistances only, same as in braking, as the generated heat will be wasted in the resistance heating. This also arises in the plugging condition also, because additional generated heat power which is generated will also be wasted in resistances. Okay, so this is about braking and three types of brakings. Now this is the first unit you are having fundamentals and what are the multi-quadrant operations, how the drive operates, and how the drive operates in braking, plugging, all the about. This is all about first unit. Okay, so shall we start second unit? So second unit, this is about controller converter fed DC motor drives. Okay, so in this controller converter fed DC motor drives, you are having single phase DC motor drives, single phase which are fully and half, and these are fed to separately and self-excited. So in single phase fully, we have to read about separately and self, and in single phase half, we have to read about separately and self. So 4 sessions are included here. In that we have speed torque expressions and speed torque characteristics. This is almost comprising half of the unit. Okay, and next one is dual converters. And dual converters which are fed with normal dual converters you have to read, and with dual converters which are fed with DC motor drive. DC motors are also there in syllabus. DC motor drives and problems in this. This is of second unit, and it's a easy unit. So first we will see about what is a controller converter. Okay, so how you converts the rectifiers, how the control rectifiers are used for converting some voltages, and how the rectifiers are made fully controlled rectifiers and half controlled rectifiers, you will see now. Okay, so coming to the introduction, control rectifiers, these are used to get variable DC voltages. Okay, so when you are giving input as AC source of fixed voltage, we will get variable DC voltage. Okay, so these control rectifier fed DC drives, these are also called as static Ward-Leonard drives. Okay, Ward-Leonard, if you get you know, I think you know Ward-Leonard system. So this is like that only, static, but this is a static Ward-Leonard drive. Control rectifier fed DC drives are also called as static Ward-Leonard drives. So in the figure what I am showing, see here. So we are having some commonly used control rectifier circuits here. These are the two common used control rectifier circuits and quadrants in which they can operate at VA and IA planes. So thyristors. So what you know about thyristors? If you know about the basics meaning of thyristor, what is that means? It conducts the current. It is capable of conducting current only in one directions. So all these rectifiers which uses thyristors, these are capable of providing current in only one direction only. Okay, so if you see the figure here, rectifiers of figure A, this is first one is figure A. So these provide control of DC voltage in either directions. So these allow motor control in quadrants 1 and 4. If you see the diagram here, 1 and 4 quadrants are available here. So as they are capable of conducting the current in both the directions, these allow current control in either 1 or 4 directions. So if they allow the control of DC voltage in either direction, this is called as fully controlled rectifier, because you are getting in 2 quadrants. This is called as fully controlled rectifiers. Okay, and coming to this diagram in figure B, this is a half controlled rectifier because they allow DC voltage in only one direction, and the motor control